gosh, your son. Scoop it up, dump it out. Scoop it up,
Nothing.
dump it out.
Nothing. Scoop it up, dump it out. Scoop it up, dump it out.
Please quit.
All he does is play with Mama's hair. I feel bad. So I'm heading down. Gonna go quote some spearfishing parts and some aerospace parts in California, tour a couple facilities, then go lobster diving, and then hunt for white sea bass, which are kind of like a unicorn. They're like, if I get one, it's like, whoa, that happened. That's crazy. Could be Helmgard yellowtail, probably shoot like a sheep's head or something, which will be new to me. I caught my first one on hook and line. So I got a box full of gear, dive belt, mask, 7mm suit, my ball and fins, bringing my Meandros 115. Nice little gun. It'll work. It'll do. Run a slip tip just in case. Dyneema slip tip too. So just in case white sea bass. So yeah. Might shoot some goats. A bear is like being a handful. Real handful. So I'm gonna pack this up and I don't know, I'll check in with you when I see Petros down there at Spear America.
Show the picture. Show the picture. Whoa. Dad, try. On the picture. Dad, try. Picture.
Picture. Is that cool? Well, I've definitely arrived in LA. I hung out with my friend Petros at Spear America. We have big plans to develop some unique products. Anyways, Christos is coming to pick me up, and we're gonna head out, do some diving. I have one other meeting this morning, and then just diving. So, I don't know, we'll see how late we get in, but it'll be fun. I know that for sure.
Produced himself or he made it.
Oh yeah, no, I have cool microphones and stuff, but this is so much easier. Like you travel with so much like look at all the dive stuff that I had to bring with me. So white sea bass we were talking about.
So let's say you get a kelp bed, a nice kelp bed. I approach a kelp bed, and as soon as I get close to kelp bed or right on the edge of the kelp bed, I start breathing up. And I look left and right. The whole entire time you're scanning, even on the surface, you look left, up, down. You scan, because they could be at any moment they could swim under you, and your gun has to be ready. And right away, if you see it passing under you, just aim and shoot. Smack him right away. Now you get, let's see if you don't see it on the surface. I relax. Usually on my watch for white sea bass when I hunt, I relax on the surface 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes is good enough for me. For everybody, usually 2 to 2.5 minutes. That's a good enough time for relaxing. I'm ready for the next dive. The 3 breaths in the end are important. Like before you start diving, the last 3 breaths can be deep. Like, but again, 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Very deep inhale. The last 3.
And slow
and then
exhale.
Slow exhale. Slow exhale, and then the last one, just breathe up as much air as you can. Try to use the stomach, lower end, and if you can train that, like breathe up with the lower part first, then your lungs after, and go down. Going down as quiet as possible. For white sea bass, you have to be overweight, they say. So you don't wanna kick as you go down. You wanna be able to like go down, bring your legs up, and kind of glide in. You're gonna start kicking once you are like already in the water.
So I bought a vest, and I have 6 pounds on my vest, and I have 14 pounds on my belt.
You're in a 7, right?
What? Yeah, I'm wearing a 7. Yeah.
Perfect. So 20 pounds are good. I'm gonna wear 20 pounds as well. So that's it. You clean up. You glide in. Once your fins are in the water, then you start kicking slowly. So the whole idea, you don't want to make any noises. You glide in. As you're gliding in, you level up at 20 feet. I keep watching on my watch. I reach 18, 20 feet. I stop and I level up. I'm usually neutral at 20, 22 feet with 20 pounds. And then that's where you want to be neutral, 20 to 22.
Just sit.
And then at the moment when I get neutral, I wait there about 5 to 10 seconds, and then I look left and right, because many times as I'm gliding down, he's right behind me, they're passing behind me, or to the left or right. So I don't want to make any sudden movement. I go, stop, look, I don't see anything, and then I start kicking slowly, and then I start kicking on that depth of the 20-25 feet there, so I can see the bottom and I can see also the top. and I always scan left, right, left, you know, up, down, and I move slowly into the cap.
So other fish. So we hunt the zone. We either get one or we don't. There's other stuff to fill the boat.
Yeah, so
right.
We're gonna go there now. The extension is known for big sheephead.
Okay.
Sheephead, the minimum size is 12, but they are much bigger than 12. 12 are very small. We don't bother with, you know, I rather, you know, we get like 16 and above. I'll show you. I'll point you. We're gonna see definitely sheephead, and I'm gonna take you to the sheephead. I'm gonna tell you, okay, this sheephead here, read up on the surface, and then with sheephead, they're very curious fish too. You get a second chance, third chance, so they're not gonna get scared. Calico's a little different, but with the sheephead, what I do is, because you don't want to mess up your shaft too, right? Because they're always next to the rock.
So you're waiting for a good opportunity.
I go down, I level up with the bottom, with the ground, so I'm waiting for them, so I shoot upwards a little bit, or like straight, so there's no rock on the other side. Or I wait for him, like he said, there's a reef, I level up and I wait for him to come out of the reef, there's nothing on the background, so I can shoot it. They're to be more, they like them, they prefer them more here. Calicos, they're targeted more, and that's why there's less fish. But sheephead over there, there's definitely more sheep. So we're gonna get sheephead and calico. Those are basically like 3 trophy fish.
I really like sheephead to eat. They're delicious.
We could get big sheephead there. That's the plan. And
so what's a big sheephead?
Big sheephead that you can, it's worth shooting. It's about, you know, 6 pounds and above.
Okay. So like a 22-inch fish,
yes,
26?
17, 18 minimum, you know.
Yeah,
like if you get that, it's good.
20+ inch fish, that's what we're looking for.
We can see there, I've shot there like 18-pound fish.
Wow.
Sheephead, yes.
That's a cool fish, yeah.
Big male.
And then you could kind of tell because the males have the really black head, really red body.
So
it's like,
what we're going to dive today, if you make it to SBI, you're going to see most likely the chances you're going to see a 15-pound sheephead.
wow.
The chances are yes.
Yeah.
But because you can hunt white sea bass first, remember where you saw the sheephead,
And
so
then we'll go
come back to that reef again, because they like reef.
They're home bodies, right? Like that's their spot.
Exactly. They're very territorial. They're home bodies. They like surf.
Okay.
Break, where the surf is breaking on the reef, there's a lot of sea urchins. Like
that's what they eat,
that's
right?
What they eat,
yeah.
Sea urchin and lobsters too.
Yeah.
So when you see a very big sheephead, whatever, there's no good lobster spot, they say, because they'll eat the lobsters.
Okay. So the urchins, right? Are the urchins good down here to eat or not really?
Santa Barbara, where we're gonna go, is like #1 urchins in the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Santa Barbara only. They're known. Like this, from this particular island, they're known. They're the best urchin.
There are certainly parallels to hunting the densely timbered country that I spent a lot of time in North Idaho to kelp forests of the California coast. These ecosystems are truly something to be treasured. Something that's really interesting and very conflicting to me was even hunting sheephead. I knew that there are areas of California called urchin barrens. Basically, the urchins get so densely populated and their only predator really is sheephead. When it's so densely populated, the kelp just can't grow. As I hit the bottom, I couldn't help but think of the emphasis my religion places upon baptism, the act of submerging oneself underwater. The peaceful thing about diving like this is you're in a place that's like a totally another world. You focus on the present. Sometimes you get lost in your own thoughts as you're scanning, looking for life. You really begin to realize that you're in a foreign world, a place where you're really not at the top of the food chain, a place where other predators that might come to harass you aren't even not at the top of the food chain. Here this California sea lion comes in to have a look and see if it can steal one of my sheephead off my dive belt or one of the white. You realize that there are things that hunt even the sea lions here. You're certainly not at the top of the food chain, you're merely a part of it. You're like that sea lion looking for a meal to bring home. As I make my drop, I find my prey, a large male sheephead. This time I really took my time and I lined up and made a perfect shot, wasting no meat right behind the gill plate. As I pull this fish up, I'm reminded by its unique life history. Sheep's head live a really long time. They're one of the only species of fish, well, there's some other wrasses that are a member of the wrasse family that are hermaphroditic. This fish almost certainly started its life as a female. And then, as it became big, or much bigger, it transitioned to be a male over a harem of females on its little chunk of reef. You can tell that it's a male by the giant bump on its head, and the distinct, vivid color change from black to red to white. You can see its unique teeth are designed for breaking lobsters and cracking through urchin shells. Here I'm going to put him on my stringer, add him to my stringer after he's good and dead, and I know that he's not going to clamp onto me. Check out those teeth. It was really something cool to be able to come down here at a moment's notice. I only had 3 days notice before this trip and have a wife that enough to let me go. Here I am adding it to my stringer, and then I'm going to swim back to the boat. I realized that I needed to pace myself. I've been diving for about 4 hours and finally got the fish that I was after. I was going to take a nice long break and get myself ready for the night lobster diving. One thing that's for sure is lobster diving is something special. Spending time in the water at night, surrounded by sea lions and potentially other predators, puts you at edge. Bristow suggested that I take the GoPro off my head because we'd be diving into some crazy caves. I trusted his judgment on that and didn't bring the GoPro with me on the night dives, but I was pretty successful at it. Next year I'm going to come up with a light that also has a GoPro mount on it with a lobster gauge. That way I could film what's going on. One thing that's for sure, this spearfishing thing is exhausting, and I'm training hard for my next trip.
Well, I got my big old California sheep's head. I'm whipped. A little bit of a bloody nose. Wow. Well, that was fun.
Go and go and go. You guys got uni on the menu tonight. I didn't realize you
Uni.
eat those things. Yeah.
There's a
Christos is the provider, and I super appreciate Christos's one-on-one tutoring that he gave me on how to hunt properly.
Oh, they got a lot of sea urchin. Look at that pile, Christos. On that boat. Oh, look at all that sea urchin. Yeah.
Uni.
What did you catch? Which one did you catch?
I let a little more go.
Huh?
I let all the ones I caught.
Oh, you let them go. Yeah.
Maybe more? I don't know.
Should weigh it.
Sea cockroaches.
Yeah, except you can eat these ones.
That looks pretty tasty. That's dinner.
My favorite thing about hunting, fishing, and spearfishing is sharing my catch with my friends and family. Here, I brought my lobsters and my sheep's head over to my friend Kenta at Takara. We just got done with family photos, and I didn't really have time to cook a big fancy meal. Kenta was gracious enough to let me bring my own groceries in, and he prepared a fantastic spread. He has arguably one of the best restaurants in the Coeur d'Alene area, and his restaurant actually brings in whole bluefin. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, this was one of the best meals I've ever had. And he did all the catch such a great honor with his showcasing of it. Everybody ate till they were full.